残酷な天使のように少年よ神話になれ青い風が今胸のドアを叩いても私だけをただ見つめて微笑んでるあなたそっと触れるもの求めることに夢中で運命さえまだ知らない痛いけな瞳だけどいつか気づくでしょうその背中には
Neon Genesis Vamp School, the birth of Shud, Sardavian, and Pubacious D. Once upon a time, there was a place called Vamp School, a school designed those born with supernatural abilities. It was a place of great power, where students were expected to develop their strengths to become the next generation of mighty beings. But in the shadow of its prestigious halls, there existed a legendary trio, 5,000 bees. This trio was not always the fearsome group they would become. No, before they were Shud, Sardavian, and Pubacious D, they were just one being, a conglomerate of 1,000 buzzing minds, known only as 5,000 bees. The origins of 5,000 bees began when the creature was still a singular entity, no different from any other vampire student at Vamp School. But over time, it began to evolve. The fusion of minds created an intelligence and raw power greater than any single vampire had ever experienced. The creature's thoughts and abilities grew, fragmenting into distinct personalities, each possessing unique abilities. With each evolution, their personalities began to take shape, and so did their forms. Shud, the brutish powerhouse, Sardavian, the elusive trickster, and Pubacious D, the wild and unpredictable hair wielder. And it all began on the first day of class. Chapter 1, The Beginning of 5,000 Bees. It was a crisp morning as 5,000 bees entered the grand hall of Vamp School for the first time. As they floated through the entrance, 1,000 buzzing wings reverberated in the air, a sound that made other students hesitate and take a few steps back. But 5,000 bees wasn't fazed by the fear they inspired. They were confident, cocky even. After all, they were the future of the vamp world. The first lesson was vampire psychology, led by none other than Baron Harkonnen, a professor with a deep love for discipline and an even deeper love for food. The room was filled with students of all kinds. There was Prince, who was already sweating bullets in the back, unsure of his place in the world. Michael Cera, awkward and wiry. And of course, Kanye, who was already muttering to himself about being the true king of vampires. As they entered the classroom, they saw that Baron Harkonnen was submerged in the big oil. Baron Harkonnen. Everyone, take a seat. We are here to teach you the ways of vampirism. But first, I need to remind you, do not mess with the 5,000 bees. 5,000 bees swarmed in like a whirlwind. Their massive presence dwarfed the other students, and the sheer force of their collective consciousness had a crushing effect on the atmosphere. They were the true leaders in this room, even though they hadn't fully separated into their individual beings yet. Is this the part where we, talk about our feelings? He stammered, trying to make small talk to hide his nervousness. Feelings? Ha! We don't waste time on that nonsense. The other students shrunk back, intimidated by the sheer arrogance of the trio. Michael Cera, the self-proclaimed cool kid, awkwardly tried to speak up. Hey, can we, sit together? Maybe work on a group project later? You know, for class? 5,000 bees, separating into their 3 distinct personalities. You? Work with us? Ha-ha! No way. You're too slow, Sierra. I prefer moving at my own pace. No way, man. You've got to have style to work with us. Look at your hair. It's like a sad mop. Prince, now panicking, tried to get their attention. Yeah, so I was wondering, could I? Shud turned, his massive, muscular form shadowing Prince. He casually reached out and flicked Prince's head with a terrifying amount of force, sending the poor boy tumbling backward into a desk. Don't talk to me unless you can take a punch. You're nothing, just like the rest of them. Ow! What the heck, man? Chapter 2, Becoming Separate Beings. The trio, Shud, Sardavian, and Pubacious D, spent the next few years at Vamp School honing their abilities. They were unstoppable in combat training, turning every training session into a public spectacle. Kanye, ever the outspoken one, tried to challenge them at every turn, believing his riz could overcome their power. One afternoon, Kanye stepped into the arena, determined to prove he was the top dog. He had been talking about his unparalleled power for weeks, and the time had come to show it. I'm about to show you who's in charge here. I'll take all 3 of you down in a single move. Please, you don't have what it takes to even survive one punch. He cracked his knuckles, ready to send Kanye flying. That's right. We're just too much for you. You can't handle this kind of power, no matter how many hit records you make. Sardavian giggled, shrinking down to the size of a mouse and darting between Kanye's legs, throwing him off balance. Kanye tried to punch Sardavian, but missed, his fists flailing at air. You're so slow, man. Too slow. Keep up. Kanye, frustrated, tried to regain his composure, but was quickly struck by a bolt of lightning from Jack, who had been watching the show. Kanye collapsed, groaning. Jack disappears. Michael Sarah, who had been watching from the sidelines, took a deep breath. Hey, that wasn't cool. You can't just treat people like that. Pubacious D turned to Michael, cracking his neck. His hair whipped around, and before anyone could blink, he sent a tendril of hair shooting toward Michael. Chapter 3, Graduation Day. The day of their graduation arrived, and 5,000 bees had become a force to be reckoned with. They had mastered their abilities, and they were now known as separate beings, each with a new identity. Shud, the towering powerhouse, flexed his massive muscles and cracked his neck as he prepared for his next big challenge. Sardavian, still small but quick, darted around, a mischievous glint in his eyes. He could shrink and expand, using his size-shifting ability to confuse and overwhelm his opponents. Pubacious D, with his unruly, powerful hair, was the wild card, his hair now a weapon that could strike from any direction. As they stood before the school on graduation day, 5,000 bees officially separated into their final forms. We're free, and we're going to make sure everyone knows who's boss. Sardavian. Yeah, let's get out of here. No more school, just the world waiting for us. Pubacious, I'm going to be the best, and no one's going to stop me, not even you, Prince. The trio walked away from Vamp School, ready to conquer the world, but there was one last thing they needed to do before they left. Prince, Michael Sarah, and Kanye had all crossed their paths one too many times. As the 3 boys walked out, still reeling from their humiliating defeat, Shud turned back with a smirk. See you later, Prince. You'll always be a joke. Too slow, Sarah. Maybe next time you'll be fast enough to keep up. Pubacious D and Kanye, man. Take a seat. Your riz won't save you from me. The trio left Vamp School, their path now set to bring chaos to the world. And the memories of their time at the school, bullying Prince, Michael, and Kanye, would stay with them forever. Because when 5,000 bees became Shud, Sardavian, and Pubacious D, they weren't just powerhouses. They were legends in the making.